September staan bekend as Alzheimer's bewusmakingsmaand en vanoggend gesels ek met Jill Robson, die streeksbestuurder van Alzheimer Suid-Afrika. Jill, baie welkom.
Thank you for this opportunity to talk about dementia during September.
For people that don't know, what is Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia. So you've got, if you imagine an umbrella term of dementia, and under that you've got lots of types of dementia or causes of dementia. And Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause. And along with vascular dementia, HIV-related, alcohol-related, there's a whole bunch of dementias.
But what causes it?
It's a disease of the brain. We're not really sure what causes it as yet. There's a lot of research going on to try and figure out what causes it. And it does damage to the brain, which obviously affects people's ability to remember things, communicate properly. Emotional things are also affected. So it affects the brain and only the brain.
In the month of September, you want to break down the stigma around it. And how are you going to do that?
Yeah, it's a tricky topic, especially in this country. We don't talk about it enough. It's one of those topics that nobody really wants to discuss. Nobody wants to admit that their father or grandfather or mother has had dementia, died of dementia. So it's just really trying to do that, trying to make people talk about it more and be open about the fact that a family member has got it. And then, you know, learn how to cope, learn how to deal with the disease, because this is a really hard disease for families to deal with.
According to statistics, every 3 seconds somebody is diagnosed and develops dementia. That's very frightening.
It is. I mean, I've been in Cape Town now 9 years, and I had a banner made with every 7 seconds someone develops dementia. And then I had to change it to every 4 seconds. And now I've had to change it to every 3 seconds. So yeah, I think a lot of that is because the awareness is growing. You know, we are getting a bit better at talking about it, getting people diagnosed instead of just keeping quiet.
Yeah. Besides the fact that it really affects the person itself, the family and friends are also affected. How do you help with that?
Yeah, families are hugely affected. It's so hard. I mean, you've got to imagine somebody with dementia is usually over 65. That's a normal onset of the disease. So, you know, they've been married a long time, and we often find if there's a partner with the person who's developing symptoms, they will protect them. So the kids often haven't got a clue that there's a problem, and they only realise how bad things are when the person dies. Then, you know, it's a huge thing for families to get used to, and kids get very frustrated. I mean, they have no clue how bad things are because dad's protecting mom all the time, you know, which you can understand, but it just makes it difficult.
As an organisation, how do you assist the family and friends?
Usually it is a family member that comes to us first, and either they need diagnosis, so they need help as to where to go to get the diagnosis. Sometimes they've already got the diagnosis and they're just really struggling to cope. So I often go and meet with families and try and help them plan the way forward. You know, making people understand that money issues can be a problem because power of attorney is not valid with somebody with dementia. And also, what is the future going to be? Where can they do this forever, or is this going to be something that they need to hand over to somebody else? So if the person needs to go into a home, most homes have long waiting lists. So don't wait until the day you need a home to phone me. Phone me with plenty of time to go and have a look and get the place that you're happy with.
How can people get in contact with you?
Either on the phone, 021 979 2724, or our website is www.alzheimers.org.za.
Jill, thank you so much for coming in, and thank you for touching so many lives.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk about Alzheimer's. Thanks.